thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Super.
Doing fine. Yeah. Sun is shining, staying indoors. What could be better?
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, I think a lot of things can be better right now. Yeah, with this whole coronavirus situation, how has the coronavirus affected you guys as a band?
Well, suddenly we have the whole summer completely free. So all the shows for the summer festivals were canceled, and we just got the news like day or two ago that all the rest also what were maybe happening are now canceled also. So the whole summer is completely free.
Which would be nice if you have €1,000,000 on your account.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That would make this doing nothing a lot easier.
Yeah. So yeah, it really kind of screwed up all the plans because we spent the beginning of the year making the album. The idea was start doing the festivals and then in the autumn start touring. I'm having a drink here. And now we're not. So, sorry, that was my beautiful armpit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have other places also that I can show you, Pete, later on.
No more Lonkero for you, sir.
God damn it.
Well, you guys mentioned you don't have so much to do, but actually, I noticed that you were kind of keeping yourselves busy. Never mind that the situation is as bad as it is now. Like Sami, you worked on your solo album, and Pete, you threw yourself in cooking. Do you have any other shenanigans planned for us?
Basically, no.
Well, there's a stream thing coming next. I guess that's the next
shenanigan. What we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. On July 10th, same day as the album is coming out, we're gonna do a live stream show. So.
All right. Well, let's talk about that more, but I want to first talk about the new album that's coming up. So first of all, congrats with the new album. I want to ask you first how the songwriting process has changed with your new member, Pekka, on board. Did he take part in the creative process as well, or was it just, the main guys?
I would say the whole process was pretty similar as it always is. Like someone brings ideas, and then we twist and turn together. And voila.
You have an album.
Yeah.
Basically, in a nutshell, it goes every single time like that.
Yeah. That seems to be the way we work the best. Well, I don't know best, but that's how we work.
Yeah.
I read in your biography as well that came with the whole album that besides the atmospheric intro, you guys decided not to use as many orchestrations as you usually do. What's the reason for that?
I guess it started after From Afar album. When that was the first album we used orchestrations.
And, we got maybe a little bit carried away with that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
we got all excited, and Mikko Mustonen, who has made the orchestrations ever since. Of course, he didn't know how much we actually record for an album. There was like, From Afar album, I really think there was certain parts on that album. There were 1,000 tracks, like all the orchestrations, big choir, 20 tracks of guitar, bass, drums, and folk instruments, whatever, melodies, and it was like crazy. Plus the keyboards, so it was a bit too much. So ever since we the problem is that human ear can only hear a certain amount of stuff, so it just in the end you can't hear all the beautiful details. Like if we could release like just the orchestrational version, just the orchestral tracks from Afar, people would be like, whoa, there's so cool stuff over there, but you can't hear because it's so full of stuff. I think after that we gradually started to come down for that, so that and Mick also, he knows when he only needs to do like a little bit of strings and sometimes a little bit horns, and when there's like a place, like he always calls like a full circus.
Yeah.
and then we tell him, okay, here's the spot, go for it, and then he really can go crazy with the stuff. But I guess that's pretty much it. You live and learn, because sometimes less is more. Sorry, Yngvi.
I think you actually also mentioned that in the Metal de facto interview when I interviewed you last time. So I guess you really are like a fan of that saying.
Yeah. Well, come on. You need to have something related to Yngvi in every interview.
Yeah. So this is also the first album where you guys kind of thematically connected all the songs, and the sea is the common denominator. Was the process somehow different for you guys because of that? And can we expect, like, in the future, more albums like this?
Was there any difference in composing, Pete? I think it was quite similar. Of course, okay, this is very hypothetical, because everybody knew there's a theme. So did it on subconscious level, direct us to certain direction in some arrangement? I don't know. Pete? Yes?
Yeah, I have no idea either.
I don't think it was that different in the end.
No.
But
The lyrical theme is the biggest
the
difference
main
on this
thing,
one,
Yeah. So it's also not like, because a lot of fans who are inspired by the sea and like pirates and Vikings and stuff, they take their like folk melodies from, ancient sea shanties and stuff like that. That's not what you guys did.
No.
Or is it?
No.
It's the same pullihuppa as always.
So actually lakes are also somewhat important in Finland, and I was wondering if the fact that Finland is surrounded by the sea and all these lakes, is it because of that you somehow went for the topic of the sea, because it runs in your DNA pretty much, or?
You're really going deep here. Well, I guess it's a bit more natural for a band that lives by the sea talk about sea than the band that would live come from the middle of Sahara. I guess they would have different kind of life experience and topics in their head. I don't know. Maybe not, because also the beauty of making lyrics and kind of fantasy-based stuff, that you can just let your imagination roam free.
Yeah.
When Rum Women Victory was released, a lot of people they commented that it sounds like your older material, so it reminded them of From Afar. How would you personally describe the sound on the new album, and how has it evolved from Two Paths?
It's crazy that people say From Afar is the old material, because for me the old material is always the first two albums. And then I started thinking about the fuck. It was like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't know. Pete, any comments about the evolution of us?
Can you repeat the question?
But the bass player started to mumble something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got confused.
Of course. So when Rum Women Victory was released, a lot of people commented that it reminded them of like older material, like From Afar, for example. How do you personally describe the sound of the new album, and how has it evolved?
I'm not sure about the sound-wise, but music-wise, yeah. I think there's a little bit of older ENSIFERUM in it. We did also try to dig it up as much as we could, depending on the parts on the songs, like where it actually fits. And from sound-wise, we actually went completely different than, from example, Two Paths album. This was completely done with computer stuff, and also mixed and mastered by Jens Bogren in Sweden. So we can
first time.
Yeah, for the first time, and we can that way get completely new sound for the album, and we really like it. Really, really like it. Yeah.
I really like it that every album has its own sound, that you can recognize the band, but you can still say, "Oh yeah, this is from that album." And in this way, I think One Man Army and Two Paths, which were made with Anssi Kippo, they are really like, it could have been like a double album. They're really like twins in my mind. There's a lot of similarities. I think like when we started with One Man Army, we finished it with Two Paths. So I really like that Thalassic is really something different sound-wise and material-wise. Like Pete said, we dug up kind of a bit of the feeling of the first albums, and I think kind of the power metal-ish elements got back a bit more than on the last few albums. Yeah, and on From Afar there was still kind of this kind of fast-paced feeling. Now we got more of that because there's never enough power metal in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about that. The album has a certain power metal vibe to it at some points. Is that because you started to also write more in your other band that's power metal, or how did that come about?
I think actually all the power metal parts on this album are made by Mahi.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes. And the power metal comes then from Pekka's voice.
Exactly.
He has that beautiful, clean vocal that fits for power metal, like this to my own eye, And I think that is where it comes from.
Yeah, that emphasizes it, because if they would be like your harsh vocals, people wouldn't think it as a power metal. I think power metal per se is the high and loud thing.
Yeah, his voice, I think, adds a very different element to your sound. I presume that you got more applications as well, but what was it that Pekka, why did he stand out to you? Was it because of his voice or also because of his playing?
Pretty much both. Yeah. We were searching for a clean vocalist who could also handle keyboards, basically. So he managed to pull it off. And he got the job. And now you hear him. Enjoy.
He's hired. Yeah.
You're hired.
Quite obvious choice. In a way, we got a lot of like 200 applications in the end. Something like this. And they were really crazy good people, good musicians, like music teachers and everything. It's insane. And people, who played keyboards and could sing like, men and women. And there's also like people who played like folk instruments, and it was really cool. But there was something with Pekka's application. Well, he was a Finn, which was a nice bonus, even though that was not mandatory. And when you went to check the guy's what he has done, when you went to YouTube to check this guy, and there's like Halloween and Manowar, I was like, oh yeah, this guy's on the right track. So it was. Then we invited him for a couple of rehearsals, played a couple of songs and talk, and it felt quite good since the beginning. And then we had a couple more rehearsals, and then we already were, at the same time we were composing Thalassic. So we did like even we did some demos with him, even though before he was officially in the band, just to check like how his voice would fit in his songs, and how his kind of his creative side of him. So it went very smoothly in the end. And he has very wide musical horizon. He listens to all kind of progressive stuff and 70s stuff and stuff that I haven't even heard of. So, but I think that's also a nice bonus. If everybody would just have exactly the same background, same bands that everybody likes, then I guess ENSIFERUM would sound a little bit
monotonic. It would be different.
Yeah, because now everybody brings their weird ideas to this soup called ENSI soup.
So I think the most fun track on the new album is Midsummer Magic. It's also the most finished song I think I've ever heard in my life. What can you tell fans about the song, and how did it come together?
Same as always. I think they're mostly my raw ideas. Then we just jammed in the rehearsal room and put it together. And yeah, and funny detail about this song, because there's this Finnish part, in the middle part, we were in the studio, and of course, Pekka's in the band, and the idea is that he does all the lead vocals, like the choirs. Yeah, of course, everybody sings along and make it sound bigger. But then Janne Joutseniemi, who recorded and produced the album, when we were at this part, he was like, Pekka, you sing way too well, your voice is way too good. For this part, we need someone who sounds like a hobo, and Sami, go in the singing booth. That was pretty much it. Like, you had the best hobo voice of the band. I was like, okay. I really had no idea that I would be singing this. Jonne from Korpikani part.
Yeah. Yeah, I was already wondering if it was you or if you invited a guest or something, but it was you.
Yeah, it would have been actually cool to have Jonne there next time.
Yeah, you actually also have quite a good voice. How do you go about those things, actually?
What do you mean?
Like, whenever you have to speak a part in a song, it sounds very like, like some kind of old wizard type of voice.
He just imagines he is Gandalf.
Yeah, exactly. You just need a bit of Jim Carrey's overacting. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, that one.
In a Gandalf way, and yeah, you're there.
So I noticed that you guys asked fans to participate in this kind of festival simulator for the previous single. Who came up with that idea?
Can't remember exactly, but we were just. It was in some email chain that we had. That. Yeah, just would be cool to have some kind of festival simulator where people can, get the energy out that you could see on the front row of big festival, because the song Run Women Victory is quite energetic and sing along, and you could really imagine how it's going to be in a festival situation when you're drunk and with your friends, and yeah, even I can imagine that. And I can imagine from the stage it's gonna be fucking awesome. And yeah, it just the crazy ideas. The best ideas sometimes are not calculated, because this was not something that anyone planned. It was really like, okay, it happened in emails and and okay, let's do this. It's so crazy that we have to do it. And yeah, actually, it's coming out today. You can cut this away. From but yeah, there was also quite this cute element of this band, because we have a kind of this medievalish fantasy theme in the band overall, heroic thing, but medievalish kind of, if you would put in some period of time. But it really fits also us in if you talk about like creating content and making video stuff, or how it goes with all the internet stuff, because when the guys from Metal Blade are like, okay, just everybody shoots from a couple angles, and if you can do this and this and this, and there are members of the band like, I just have my cell phone, so if I play the song from there, I can't record it, so I don't have a computer, I don't have any iPad, I have to go to my friend's place so that I can actually record something video and listen to the song. It's like, it's cute. We're trying. We are really trying. But we're not 18. We're musicians. We're not YouTubers or whatever you call them.
So you previously mentioned you're also organizing a special streaming concert. What can fans expect from this concert? Are you going to play the whole album?
Almost the whole album. And then some very old tracks, a little bit of rarities in between. We're gonna have some chats on it. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the show, we're gonna do a longer chat.
Yeah, people can send questions in advance. So when we have the breaks between the sets, we can answer these so there's like a nice flow going on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I noticed that bands nowadays, because of the coronavirus, I guess, there's more time to involve fans like on a more personal level. Do you see that that's going to be a thing after this situation has hopefully gone to normal again?
Well, I don't
Why
know.
not? Yeah.
What if you have time? But that's always with humans. You know, when you get used to something, it's really hard to let go. Like if you, like without going deeper in the topic, but like where people got used to getting music for free or movies for free on the internet. It's really hard to. It would be impossible for those people to go back in the 90s when you had to pay to rent a VHS. They would be fucking blown away. Like, no, I want to go somewhere and click and get everything for free. So if you start giving something, it's going to be hard to reel it back. So let's see how this will change how the bands and fans interact. But it really comes down to time, because we're still human beings. You know, we need to sleep, we need to eat, so you cannot be online all the time. But I understand at the moment it's bands and members are more available for all kind of interactions and shenanigans. Is it a cooking show or a solo release or whatever? But now there's more time to do this kind of stuff. But yeah, when the touring starts, you'll be on the road. At least I hope we'll be on the road again like 6 months of the year. So it's going to be quite different. But let's enjoy the moment because it's a phase. So let's enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys miss touring a lot? Because I mean, you guys are pretty much all the time on the road, so.
Yeah. Very.
I really cannot remember when I was the last time home this many months in a row. You know, I don't think since the first tour what I did was 2003, 2004 I joined ENSIFERUM, and after that one it's been nothing but constant travel.
Even when we made other albums, we had stuff just before studios and before the album release. We've never had this long break.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah.
But I think also there might be like some good points to this one. You know, people can really take a time off from going to live shows and you know, enjoy their summer instead of going to, I don't know, dozens of festivals all over Europe.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Come up with something new.
Maybe this will also bring back the joy of actually seeing bands playing live, and also can, you know, recharge the batteries of constant traveling. Also, I think it's somehow a good thing for the bands also, you know, just to kind of like relax and sit back and not worry about next weekend's 3:30 alarm in the morning to catch a 6 o'clock flight again, you know.
But I guess it's going to be very, I dare to say, problematic when all the lockdowns and restrictions are gone, because everybody wants to tour. So it's gonna be not even oversaturation. It's gonna be like there's no word.
Be bigger chaos than it is right now.
Yeah,
I can tell you that, you know,
because
when you think about touring, we only think about metal bands.
Exactly.
Just think about how many other bands there are who play at the same kind of venues where we do.
Exactly, so, that's the thing.
It's gonna be epic. At that point, I don't want to be a manager who books tours.
but what I think what will happen, because like you said, there are only a certain amount of certain size venues in each city and outskirts of each city. So what's going to happen, many bands will join forces and there's going to be a lot of like festival tours. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because you only have 42 weekends in a year. That's why like these festival tours, they're much more appealing if you have 5-6 big bands. Yeah, you can go there on Wednesday also. Like in Finland, we are quite lazy to go on shows unless it's a weekend, because you can't really drink during the day, weekdays. But I think that's what's gonna happen. I might be completely wrong, and who gives a fuck? But I just want to get back on the road.
Yeah.
But the problem might be that everybody suffers also. because there might be a lot of like small venues that are, because all the bands are touring at the same time.
Yeah.
And nobody can sell out a show anymore. Everybody has like 50 people there, and everybody's bankrupt after that. We shall see. This is like speculation. We shall see.
Yeah. Do you think your behavior will change as well? Because of course, during these shows, you're so close with the fans, and they easily can come give you hugs or like ask for your autograph, or will come way too close. Is that going to change?
Personally, no. Nah. I mean, nah. And anyway, when the vaccination comes, yeah, I'm the first one to take it.
Yeah.
So bring it on. I'm a hugger anyway, so
Yeah. I think it will stay as it has been. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, of course, people will be more cautious, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And this might change. Yeah, I'm happy if people start to wash their hands much more. Especially when they go to the toilet, it should be common sense. But yeah.
All right. I think our time is up. Yeah, and I think I went through most of my questions anyhow. Do you guys have any last thoughts you want to share with your fans and people watching this video?
We got a new music video coming out in about 2 weeks, so
maybe
check that one out.
So
And
yeah,
the live stream show on July 10th, same day as the album comes out, and just kick back and enjoy the hot summer days and stay safe.
Cheers.
Yeah.